Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I got my partner in the building. We're going to get into current events, topics. We're going to talk about, briefly discuss the coon calling of Kanye West. Just touch base just a little bit on the Sinetta and the polite debate that's going on right now, but not just the individuals. We actually talking about the core or the principal argument, and we're going to get into that, and we're going to work it into its metaphysical form. So I'd like to welcome Brother Low Key to the show. What's going on, Brother Low Key?
What's going on, Brother Cold Black, man? How you feeling?
I'm pretty good, man. I don't have no complaints, man. We out here in H-Town in some cold weather, bruh.
Really?
Dylan.
Might be hot in the morning.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know how the weather goes around here, bruh.
Yeah.
But actually, we'll touch base on this Brother Polite and Sinetta.
Right.
Now, from what I'm understanding is Sinetta's take is the fact that no one knew Brother Polite until he started introducing him to major people that's in the conscious community, such as Phil Valentine. I believe he mentioned Dr. Ben and so forth, and that gave Polite a platform, because what I'm understanding is that he was a follower of Dr. York, Malachi Z. York, and that's all he knew at the time. So Sinetta supposedly broadened his base, and what his complaint is that basically black people supported you in this conscious community, and then you got to a position to where you use that as a platform, and they say, some are saying that he took that platform that black people hoisted him on their shoulders, and then he became he made a statement that he's not for black power, that black power haven't brought him anything, but black power gave him the platform in which he was speaking on. But on Brother Polite's take on Force Black Power, he was making statements such as, I'm living in a good area now. I don't have the roaches that I had, like as he alluded to, going to school in his book and open a book and roaches fall out and whatnot, and he's able to live a better life, and that's what it's all about. So as we get into it, what do you feel, Brother Low Key? Is that a legitimate debate on Polite side when he speaks about how he had it rough, but now he's in a better position to do what when he makes statements such as the black power, in a sense of not saying fuck the black power movement, but he was saying that the black power movement is dead.
Well, is that the case?
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's going stronger than ever. We're coming across conscious people, consistently, on a regular basis, brothers and sisters, so the black power movement is strong.
Now let me ask you this question. Do a person shape their environment, or do the environment shapes the person?
The person shapes their environment. Now, if a person is not aware and conscious of certain things that are programming their subconscious, then yeah, their environment is definitely shaping them more so than them impacting their environment and shaping it to their will.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, bro. But yeah, on that note, man, we're gonna briefly touch base on Kanye, and the reason why I say that is because and during the election, Hillary Clinton brought out Jay-Z and Beyonce on her side to speak to help her in her bid for the presidential election. Mm-hmm. And Trump made the statement. He said, Hillary brought out Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron all against me, and all I have is myself. And now you had to deal with Kanye during a concert that said, yeah, Jay-Z, I know you got a lot of killers, but don't bring them at my head. And then he checked himself into a mental institution. Checks himself, gets out, and holds a meeting with Trump. And some said that wasn't Kanye, that was a clone. And then I'm hearing Kanye is a coon. But can one be considered, or can they consider Kanye as a coon? Or is that considered a power move to meet with the president-elect to discuss business or whatever? Could that be a power move, or is all the cards on the table to actually call this man a coon to get to that point to where you meet with the president-elect?
I mean, my take on, anyone is that the most powerful meeting that we could be doing is amongst each other. There's so many of us that have power, wealth, and resources at this point, especially somebody like that brother there, where he can meet with, some of these brothers out here that's making some moves, and then let's make that front page news in the media, and really, have a more powerful impact on the universe doing things of that nature.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason why we discussing these issues is because, sometimes the enemy will take situations that are controversial and try to steer your minds away from the prize or the true goal of learning, teaching, and becoming consciousness, especially when they see the movement rolling. And so we don't want to get people distracted with the sideline foolishness that goes on, but still remain intact with the principles of what's definitely going on. You know what I mean? So definitely when you see things that are perpetrated in the media, you have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. You have to do your due diligence and study and see what's actually being taking place and what's being hidden, that hidden hand. Because they always pulling something forth on us that we didn't see coming, and by the time we figure it out, it's too late because they had us distracted. Or it's the heaven and hell thing. They got us looking up in the clouds while they robbing the resources. So in a conclusion of that, then it was nothing significant in the Brother Polite and Sarnetta controversy, and it was nothing significant
in the Kanye Trump controversy at all.
So why and they trying to build it up, but it ain't brought nobody one dime, no dollar. It ain't built no communities, no stores, nothing. You know what I mean?
Now I'm gonna tell you what come out. What I was interested in. This is me personally. Is what happened with Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sotomayor.
Right.
Did you catch that?
Well, a bit, but Tommy Sotomayor, we're gonna break down who they are for the listening audience, just in case you don't know. Tommy Sotomayor is known for going hard on black women. Tariq Nasheed is known for his work in Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4. So go check those out. Now, Brother Keith, break it down for us, bro.
So the little bit that I know in the video that I actually saw is that Tariq Nasheed, he approached Tommy Sotomayor on DJ Vlad while Vlad was giving Tommy Sotomayor an interview, and he proceeded to tell him to accept his Coon Award, and Tariq Nasheed had his camera going, and he basically proceeded to take Tommy Sotomayor's baby nuts. So as my brother would say, he got baby nuts, and he just snatched them away from him, man. And at the end of the video, I saw it myself. The brother eyes was welled up with water. He had tears in his eyes. Ready to drop and hit the floor. Yeah. Took his manhood completely from him, man. Ain't no coming back from it. And my whole thing is, it's not about these people because I don't know these people personally,
right.
It's just about the symbolism. The symbolism is that, man to man, when a man steps to you and, you as a man, you allow your nuts to get taken in, your credibility is done for, man to man. That's man talk. Now maybe to some of these frauds and these sellouts and these weak and these, I'm gonna watch my language, but you know, to some of these weak cats out here, maybe that don't matter. But for a stand up man, you know, your reputation, you know, you guard that with your life.
That's all you have.
Yeah,
all you have is, as the song went, Ghetto Boys borrow them a word. Mm-hmm. That's all you got.
Yeah, he called, you know, Tariq calls Tommy Sotomayor, calling bitch ass niggas and use a bitch this, bitch that, you know, and Tommy Sotomayor had no rebuttal. So, you know, them nuts gone. You know, he's been castrated.
Meaning he can't come back a week later and by himself and man, see what I was getting ready to go, what I was about to do. I was just getting warmed up.
So one of the strong messages symbolically is to the women that's following Tommy Sotomayor, man. How you gonna follow someone who's not a man, who's not a stand-up man, he's Tommy Sotomayor on another video that Tariq played, you know, he was calling the woman out, talking about he got something in the car for a pistol, he'll do this, that to a calling, you know, he was so tough to a sister, but when it comes to another grown ass man calling you a bitch ass nigga, you didn't have that same fervor. You didn't have that same fire in you. You had the opposite. You had the water in your eyes.
And he made a career off of dissing black women.
Yeah.
I mean, talked about black women nonstop. But like you said,
he a sucker. He a sucker, man.
But the conscious sisters, they was on his ass.
I'm sure a lot of them. I heard, you know, that some of them was actually like going on his platform and, you know, siding with him. And, you know, hey, sisters, you know, can't side with no sucker, no stand-up man, especially if you want to see us empowered. Right. You know, if you're going to this dude because, you know, you think that he has some kind of valid critique, you know, you don't want to get your, you know, if I put it to you like this. Number one, can't nobody understands a woman like a woman.
Right.
You know, so if you want to get, you know, the most powerful, the most impactful information, you know, in regards to critique, you know, you can go to your conscious sisters, you know, for that. And if you want to get the brother's take on it, you know, deal with somebody balanced, because that's extreme. Anytime you're dealing with an extreme, you're dealing with an imbalance. Okay. So you don't want to deal with that. You want to deal with some balance, so that way you know you're getting some good nutrition that you're taking into your constitution, into your psyche when you're absorbing this energy, this knowledge.
Oh, man, yeah, well put, brother, well put. Now, let me ask you this then. So, back to... And we're dealing with principles, though. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with concepts.
Right.
If a person gets to a position of success and they started off catering towards the black community, the community supports them, they get to a position of power, then the enemy, or say white supremacy, comes to that person and says, look, here goes so much amount of money. Let's turn the narrative to make it now where you used to be strong, but we're gonna add more of a whiteness into the mix, because we noticing that our children are starting to listen to you. So we want to offer you money to start including white people into the mix, but then there's another group that's coming from the community who already been down that road and said, okay, we're not going down that road, because we were there when they included whites in rock and roll and they took it over. We were there when they included whites in jazz. We were there when they include now whites in hip hop, and they're taking it over in a sense to where if it continues, let's say 10 years from now, you'll be hard pressed to find a black rapper, when the purpose of the rap being created was to pass down generations. That way, generation can have something that was invented to where they can eat on for time to come in this type of environment that we live in, because we're in a capitalistic society. So you need a trade of something that you can create for the generation that's following you. So, question being, Now, when someone partakes in that money that, let's say, the enemy or white supremacy, or because they have an agenda, and that's why I'm saying white supremacy, they have an agenda by giving you that money, especially when their children getting involved in, do you consider those people sellouts when they take that money and then they allow them to change the original core strength of the message that black people bagged them in the first place because you was talking black talk? You know, you was talking that promised land and we gonna overcome, and you know, it's us against them. Let's build. And then you get to a height, and then they say they see you on TV flashing money. They see you so and so, and it's like, you know, hey, what's going on? What should be the response from the community that helped put that person in a position in the first place? Because the enemy didn't come seek them out until we boost them so high. Then they take them the rest of the way. You know, what should be the response from the community?
When it comes to, you know, people giving their support, resources, etc., to, you know, a particular person, and, you know, they see a shift, you know, in this particular person, and they're like, you know, well, I don't support, you know, this shift that this person has made. I don't like the direction that they're going. Then, you know, we had a choice to pull out our resources and our support, you know, and, you know, we move on to the next.
That's right.
You know, and when I say move on to the next, I mean, you know, us, our family and loved ones, we empower ourselves, and, you know, we take on, you know, because I don't like to focus on the problem. I like to focus on the solution. That's one of my, you know, big mantras, you know. So, you know, we, you know, just pull out that support and them resources, you know, if you don't like the direction someone is going, and keep it moving.
I get what you're saying. Basically, in the sense of so what, no matter what is going on, it's so much consciousness taking place today that we keep moving forward. Don't get caught up in the distractions.
Don't get caught up in the distractions, man.
We done came around 360. Back again, don't get caught up in the distractions.
Because there's so many, you know, especially, now it's just, and now because of YouTube, we can go straight to the distraction. It come up in our subscription. So you got to be disciplined to not click on that distraction and focus on some power, on something that's gonna, you know, be progressive, something that's not gonna have you caught up in the web, in the matrix.
Because you're saying because the distraction has a purpose.
It does, but the distraction's purpose has already been fulfilled. So now that it's been fulfilled and the pressure has been put on, it's time for us to focus on being black diamonds.
Come on, yeah, we moving definitely, and that was the whole purpose of today's show. You know, is when you see things, I guess it was like a red flag, a warning in a sense. You know, if you see something, or those who have ears, let them hear. And when you hear something that might be clutter or might be damaging, then you have a duty to say something so it can protect those that may have missed what was going on, so they're going to get caught up in the trap. And so the trap is a distraction. Free yourself, stay on the conscious road, keep moving, keep building, keep studying, keep talking about economics. And before we close the show out, I just want to touch base briefly on economics. Why do people feel as though as some sort of guilt when it comes to making bread or making money? Why do people feel in a sense that you have to be, if you righteous, you have to not have money? Where is that out? Where did that? Jesus was paid. Jesus had money.
Right.
Prophet Muhammad wasn't broke.
Right.
Where did that come from?
That's a good question.
Who told us that you can't be paid and have knowledge?
Yeah, because that wasn't my lesson, so I don't know.
I
don't know who was eating that swine.
Right,
you know.
where you get that from? You know what I mean? And I see it a lot, man. They be like, man, look at, you might have this or so. Well, why not? I mean, that Mansa Musa was the richest man that ever lived.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Came to the Americas. Went through, when he went to Mecca, he left so much gold behind till some of them cities became rich overnight.
Right.
So,
So on this poor righteous teachers aspect, I'm a 5% of myself.
yes, sir.
So this is what I took from the lesson: is when it comes to humility, keeps us grounded. It's a part of our balance. It's a part of a balanced diet. It doesn't take anything away from our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So one doesn't have to be poor in the sense of their food, clothing, and shelter.
Right.
One just needs to keep humility a part of their cipher. Staying humble, staying grounded, no matter what position that they get into. Don't forget about where you came from. Build with your family and your loved ones, and that's where the power is.
Right, because the material is not the God. You can't make the material God beside God.
Right.
It's just material.
That's it.
And when you, like you say, when you humble yourself, then you master the material. Mm-hmm. That allows you to master the material.
Right.
Because we are masters.
Right.
At that level. So Verbal Pick Radio, y'all tune in. I'd like to thank Sister Lorraine, Brother Gino, good show with J. Anthony Brown, For Love Records, man, boy from Sick Muhammad 2G, Marcus Mudd, all over H-Town, man. We definitely moving, keep things rolling, man, and we out.
Praise.